I'm such a goober. But like, okay, so I got a new keyboard, right? Oh my god. Well, first of all, story time. Welcome back, by the way, Sweet and Sour. Pickles has been building like a madman. And my audio is on, so if he's near, hello. I'm recovering from being sick, so bear with me here. But, story time. All of my gamer friends warned me to not get a Bluetooth keyboard because they suck. And I chose my hatred over chords and love for aesthetic over the fact that they were probably correct. And so a year later, here I am with a brand new keyboard that is wired. And my Bluetooth keyboard, this freaking piece of junk, is out of here. I'm tired of that crap, it sucks. So take it from me. Don't get a Bluetooth keyboard if you're trying to game. It's dumb. And like, my new keyboard is so quiet, look. Okay, when you mash it, I guess it's maybe not that quiet, but let's see. With that, welcome back to Sweet and Sour. I don't know if I said that already. Last episode, we built this guy, our lovely museum arcade. And then between episodes, I did a little bit of landscaping. It looks better, but I still don't think it's as good as it could be. See, the next step now is to replace the mouse, but I'm out of USB ports, so not too sure I'm gonna fix that one. Because my mouse also is Bluetooth and it freaking sucks. Today I think Cade's building an arch. It looks really good. And then I have finished, well, mostly finished my tree vomit. At least around the finished parts of the mountain and the castle. But I think today we are going to be constructing the build that is going to go here in this space, which is going to be the Lumbermill. The Lumbermill is making a comeback. We're probably not going to use the exact same design as we did in Sweet and Sour, but probably very similar because I really liked it. I'm thinking larger though. Same idea, but larger, because this mod pack has what? Oh my gosh, no, new keyboard. I suddenly don't know how to click buttons. This new mod pack has so many trees. And so we need to go bigger. Because there's so many trees. Like look at all of the trees. So many. I have to gather my thoughts here. I have a lot I want to tell you guys. For starters, this probably is the least important of all of it, but it's where I'm going to start. I'm doing a mini rebrand. So shortly after this video is uploaded, you will see my YouTube handle and name change. That is, I just feel like saying that with like, I don't know why people would be copying my stuff with AI. I only have like 240 subscribers, but just as a little heads up, because things are getting sketchy out there with AI, it's still me. I just am doing a little mini rebrand. I'm still gonna be Kiwi, we're just taking off the killer. Anyways, that's the first thing. And then the second thing, kind of while we're on the logistic topic, is I currently am planning to start streaming on Twitch when I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you find yourself coming back every week and you're liking what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because like, it's just gonna inevitably bring you more content. And so then the third thing is we have a mini game. We have a game up and ready. It is ready to go. This one can actively start being played. I mean, it's only Wednesday and this video doesn't get uploaded until Tuesday, so there's a chance you may see some action for this mini game in this video. But the basic idea is the we're calling the minigame I Spy, and the whole idea is your goal is to take a spyglass. Stand by. Your goal is to take a spyglass and then go around the server and spy on people. No one's online right now, so I can't really demo with anybody, but your goal is to spy on people. And then you'll take a screenshot. And then we have a mod in the server that allows you to upload screenshots. These are the tools that you'll need to do so. And so then you'll upload your screenshot and you'll throw it on the wall. And your goal is to get pictures of other players on the server. So no one else is in it right now because I've been the only one that's been on all day. But so this top row is who the picture is taken of. So like if Pickles were to put his head up here and then I got a picture of Pickles, I would put my picture of Pickles below his head here. And then this column here is who the picture was taken by. And so this is my head, and then if Pickles' head was here and I took a picture of him, I would put it in my column under his head. So I took this picture of Pickles, if that makes sense. So your goal really, I don't know why I'm explaining it to you guys. I mean, if you want to put this on your server, if you guys have a server you're playing on. I'm talking really fast. I had a popsicle, so I have a little sugar high right now. Anyways, also ignore the floor. It's a work in progress. But I have finished the roof and the walls. So that's very exciting. It's coming together really good. But we're gonna fill kind of this main room here with a bunch of little mini games, kind of like this, and then our adventures and side quests, which y'all really dropped the ball and did not give me any ideas, and I'm a little hurt and sad. And Stormy is here, and so we will remove her. Ow! Ow! Oh. I don't know how well that's coming up on camera, but she got my nose good. That hurt really bad. We're gonna fill this main little room with a bunch of little kind of silly games that I'm hoping people will start playing around the server. And this is one of them, and I forget where I was in my explanation, but for my server members, there's a whole fancy rule book here for you guys. It's pretty exciting. My only recommendation, if for my server members that are potentially watching this, is please crop your image before you upload it, because the spyglass doesn't take up the entire screen, as you can see. And so just crop it down to like the brown border or whatever, so that we can still tell it was taken by the spyglass, but so that we don't get those like weird borders on stuff, because then the pictures up here will be bigger and easier to see. And then I will do my best to not be biased, but I'll be judging the pictures monthly, and then we'll be handing out rewards. So that's super exciting. And ooh, people that are watching, like that are non-server members, maybe I could do like little polls and stuff on Instagram or something where we can vote for which picture is the best. So another little cheeky plug here. Go follow me on Instagram. I'll put a link in the description. I seriously have so much energy. Okay, let's go over here now and let's talk about our lumber mill, because I've been thinking a lot. And at first I thought that maybe this platform wasn't going to be big enough for all of the trees that we have, but I think it actually will be, if we're smart with how we do this. So I was gonna put kind of the main, hang on, so like the path wraps around, right? And then it branches off right here. And so I'm thinking kind of our main building for the lumber mill will go like here on this kind of little upper platform, and then kind of the yard where we have just all the lumber and stuff will go down here on this lower platform. And I do think that it will all fit, because if you look at the saplings, there's actually a lot of like duplicates. Like we have orange oak, we have brown oak, we have orchard sapling, which also uses the oak, you have your classic oak. So like there's 4 or 5 different variations of the oak trees, and then there's 2 variations of the jacaranda, and then there's like 5 or 6 different versions of the birch. There's a couple versions of the zelkova, and so like I think at the end of the day we can't base it on how many saplings they are. We just have to base it off of wood types. And if we won't go super deep right now, but I'm pretty sure we have almost all of them. I think the only ones we're really missing is We have yucca. I haven't figured out how to grow it yet, but I think this bottom row and a half here is kind of what we're missing. And then there might be 1 or 2 sprinkled in here. I don't think we have these ones yet, which is so sad because I would love those ones. So yeah, this bottom row here and then this white mangrove I think are the only ones that we're missing. So we mostly have most of them. And I think we'll be able to fit it all. But I also kind of, like, with us being directly catty-corner to my tree farm here, I kind of want to see if we could maybe build some kind of conveyor belt system or conveyor belt looking kind of system, because obviously, oh my gosh, despite this being, we don't have like the create mod or anything on here, so there's no actual like movement, if you know what I mean. So like, but we can still pretend, like, build something static that looks like it's like carrying logs across and onto our little platform here. So I think that would be fun to mess around with, which also probably means we're gonna have to shuffle our setup here a little bit, which is fine. But yeah, so I'm gonna go start block vomiting and see what I can figure out, and I'll check back in with you guys here periodically. Ooh, but I kind of have a general layout of what our kind of main building here is going to be. So the idea is let's see, so you're coming in, and then off to your left here, this is just going to be kind of a passageway through to like a little tunnel thing. And so like this would be where like your horse carriages or your trailers or whatever would be coming through carrying the logs. So this is kind of like the way in and out for the lumber. And then in here I was gonna make this little kind of area into a small little office room. So like this is where you would come in and be like, yo, I want to buy logs, and they'd be like, yo, okay, let's get you some logs, and that's where all that would happen. And then back here would be kind of like a big kind of warehouse type thing. So this is like where all your crazy saws are, and like where the wood is, whatever they do to wood would happen back here. And then I'm thinking kind of along this wall here, we're gonna put a bunch of like barrels and stuff where we can sell, I don't know, other goodies like sticks and maybe some sugar cane, bamboo, and just like other little goodies that we get from our tree farm. Maybe eventually like leaves and moss and different other things, and just like kind of little fun bits. So yeah, so that's kind of the idea for the building. And then this would be a big opening here as well, where they can bring the wood up and inside so that they can chop and shave and yeah, whatever you do to wood. Yeah, so that's the idea. And I'm not entirely decided on a color palette yet. I feel like I have a lot of stone, and so stone would be the easy thing to build with, but at the same time, I feel like a lumber mill should be made out of lumber? Yes, no? But then at the same time, one of my new favorite building techniques is using walls for walls. And if I use lumber does not have a wall option. Lumber has a fence option, and that just doesn't quite do the trick. So I'm gonna do some staring, I'm gonna do some thinking, and we'll see what color palette I decide either when I check back in and I need you guys to stare with me here for a second. I don't know what material to use for the roof. Right now, I'm trying out this deep slate running bond. I think it's fine with the stone, but I don't know how I feel about it with this little wooden section here. And like, the goal is for this to kind of seem a little dingy, a little run down, kind of lost and forgotten back in the forest. And I don't know. I don't know. That's about all I have to offer. Thoughts and opinions down below. I would love to hear them. Actually, stepping back, I kind of like it more because the dark gray of the roof kind of ties in with the bark color of the surrounding trees, so it does kind of make it feel a bit more cohesive in a way. This is where we're at. I have the starts of a platform. So the next big question here that I'm gonna ask is, how many wood types do we have to sell? So we're gonna hop over here really fast. And we just, each of these chests is a wood type. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So minimum 29, but I know that there's still a handful of saplings that we don't have. So let's try to see if we can get 35 different displays in here. And right now we're just kind of mapping it out. So these are going to be kind of our just temporary fill-in blocks. So let's see here. Let's see. We could do one here, I guess, and have it come to... Goodness. Where's my Paxel? Paxel! There you are. Okay, so this could be one. It's the next day. I forget where we left off, but we have our kind of open area now for all the logs, and so I think it's time to start moving everything in. I really like from this angle that you can barely see the castle. You have the towers just barely peeking up above the tree line there, but they actually blend in really nicely. And that's kind of the goal with the castle. The castle, it's kind of supposed to be hidden and forgotten, like you don't really even know it's up there. Now granted, with how and where we've built it, that's going to be probably impossible to do from all angles, because if we come over here, it's pretty stinking visible. And I'm not sure how we're going to cover it up. We probably won't, but like from pretty much there and this way, you have no idea that there's anything up there. And it's only when you come over here that you see it. And even then, like, I don't know. Yeah, probably not hiding it from this side, but that's okay. We can hide it from all the other sides. And once we build this up, you honestly probably won't even see it all that much. So things are coming together. Things are working out. But yes, the lumber mill. I'm still not sure how I feel about the roof. So if you guys have an opinion, please, please, please let me know. It is subject to change. I just went ahead and finished it with the whatever black stone texture that is, or deep slate, just to get something up there. But now it's time to start moving the logs in and to start decorating the inside. I've already done kind of this front office a little bit. Not my best work, but there's at least something in here. And then we gotta fill the workshop with all of the goodies as well. Alright, we have a lumber mill. It is done. And it honestly turned out significantly better than I thought it was going to. I kind of started feeling burnout probably a fourth of the way into this build. But we prevailed, and now it is done, and I'm actually very happy with it. With that, though, keep in mind, again, I am an improv builder, and I also experienced a bit of burnout, so it might not be my best, but I'm content. So, here, which, the roof, if you guys have other opinions, the roof very easily can change, so please let me know. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Anyways, here's our lumber mill outside. Nothing has really changed except for just a little bit of lighting tweaks. Lighting is definitely something I need to work on. I don't know. I haven't thought a lot about lighting. Anyways, this is kind of the front little office where like the manager or owner would sit, where you can go buy your lumber and whatnot. And then back here is the workshop. I'm very happy with how this turned out. It's a chaotic little workshop, but it's our chaotic little workshop. So here along this back wall, we have a huge conveyor belt, and hang on, it's not done. It's not done. Avert your eyes. No. Spoilers, you don't see any of this. I must go. Eat. Okay, let's try this again. So back here is the little warehouse where all the wood is processed and made. And so along this back wall, you have this like really long conveyor belt where all the wood is like broken down into smaller little bits, you know? And I really I don't know. I like how the conveyor belt turned out. You got like the black tarmac, I don't know what they're called. I don't know anything about conveyor belts, but like these are the wheels that turn it, and then that's the doodad that the stuff moves on. And then up here is all of the piping and wiring for the doodads that's on the doodad. These are technical terms, by the way. So my first kind of little doodad here is a water tank. And my kind of logic, theory, idea thing here is like to keep the dust down, if you dampen the wood before you put it through the machine, maybe there's less dust. I'm not a woodworker. I'm just coming up with stuff based off of what little I do know. So we have a little water thing so that you can soak the wood before it goes through the machine so that there's less dust. And then these are little scrapers that strip the bark off. So you see it goes through the two of them and it makes it all naked and cold. And then this is just like one of those like vacuum things that you can pull down to suck up all of the dust, which we have some dust and some splinters that have sprinkled on the floor over here. And then this is the cutter guy that cuts the big guys into little guys. And then this is the stack of the little guys. And then these are just kind of two little workbenches, like right here. They have another little cutter guy where they break the wood down into sticks. And so that's very exciting. And then in here is where all the goods are stored. So we have sticks. I'll just hover it over. I won't go through all of it, but sticks. We got mangrove roots, and we got like other little goodies that come out of the trees. And then up here on the second floor, these are all leaf variations. So yeah. And then up I just made it chaotic. There's pipes and tubes and vents and stuff snaking around up there. Yep. And so then out here we have the lumber mill. We have our big logs. And we have plenty of extra space for the tree types that we don't have yet. So that's very exciting. But below each of the logs is a barrel with the logs, and then a little thing saying what the price is. And like, yes, we have a mod where you can do like those little They're like little boxes that you can sell stuff out of. Pickles has them all over Spawn, and Kate has a few in his casino. But like, in complete transparency, I'm a vanilla girly. I don't know. Mods get crazy and overwhelming, and so I know that there's a mod that makes this system more automated and whatnot, but this just, it makes sense to me. I know how to do it. It's easy. I don't have to go searching up crazy recipes. Like, I was gonna try to look up the thing that Pickles uses around Spawn. Excuse my face. But I don't even know what they're called to look them up, so we're just sticking with what we know. And then back here, we have our crane. It's a pretty basic crane, I'm not gonna lie. But for just kind of a basic crane, I'm okay with it. I'm pretty happy. How it is powered is beyond me. There's secret guys that live in it, like the golf balls in Gravity Falls. But this is the crane. It brings up the logs into the lumber mill, and yes. So you got like the rock that balances out the chain to like pull it up and stuff, and then you have like all the little doodads, and I know things about this. I know how cranes work with the doodads. Yeah. And then, oh, I feel like since I feel the need to explain it, my vision probably isn't translating properly, but like the little hook that the logs are on, I know it kind of looks a little goofy, but the idea is that those little like clamps that are on the sides of the log are adjustable. So depending on how fat your log is, you can slide out the little doodads so that you can get it around your bigger log. Yeah. And then down here, I have not done it yet, but the idea is, oh my gosh, the idea is that they use the water to get the logs into the lumber mill, which is why the ground is kind of muddy and gross and just not very pretty, because the logs get soaked when they're floating down the river, and then the crane grabs them out of the river, and then it brings them up into here, where then they're rolled around and distributed around the mill into their proper stacks. So that's why it's all muddy in the lumber mill, because they're moved in via river. But we still need to build this part, which I'm thinking next episode we kind of beautify this area a little bit. We need to build a bridge to get to the lumber, to that whatever that thing is, and then we gotta fill our water with wood that's floating in to be picked up by our crane, and then we maybe gotta clean this up a little bit, because I don't know currently if our crane can actually reach the water, so we might have to reshape the river a little bit. But yes, I did not know I could make that jump. This is our lumber mill, and I'm honestly really happy with how it turned out, especially, I don't know what I just said, especially the inside. I was a little nervous to do this interior. I didn't know what I was gonna do, and I just kind of started placing blocks and stuff, and I'm really happy with it. It looks very warehousey, very industrial. It's not supposed to be a pretty build. It's a warehouse. It's supposed to be purposeful and effective, not pretty. Warehouses are not pretty unless you're living in it, which I would love to live in a warehouse one day. I'm getting distracted though. But yeah, this is what I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you like it. Please let me know any critiques and stuff you have down below. This is very open to change. It's a pretty simple build, so let me know what you guys think, especially about the roof, because I'm still not sure how I feel about it. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I love you guys. God loves you guys. He sees you. He wants to go through what you're going through with you, so just reach out and he'll be there. I promise. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.